Namaskar and good evening to all of you. An evening that celebrates the India story. Actually, it is in truth an evening that celebrates its contributors. It celebrates the entrepreneurs who take risks, the workers who build, the innovators who imagine, and the households whose aspirations power everything else. I congratulate each of tonight's awardees. Your real achievement is the confidence and strength you have added to our nation. And let me say at the outset, what kind of celebration this is. In our tradition, celebration is not complacency. We celebrate the way a climber pauses at a ridge. We take in how far we have come, and we fix our eyes on the ascent that remains. India's story today is one of resilience, collective effort, youthful energy, agile policy making, as circumstances change, and the immense hard work of 140 crore Indians. India's entry, or as India enters, the second half of 2026 as the fastest growing major economy in the world, and just as importantly, as one of the most balanced. India's growth momentum remains broad-based and resilient despite external challenges. Various economic indicators such as the PMI indices, export orders, GST collections, e-way bill generation, electricity demand, digital payments, vehicle and tractor sales, all of them remain healthy. They point to sustained growth, sustained strength also in consumption, investment, manufacturing, and formal economic activity. The credit truly goes to the hard-working people of our country. While the government has played its small part as an enabler, government, of course, has ensured, I'll group them all together on 5 broad categories. When I say government has played its role as an enabler, the 5 categories are where I'm putting all the steps taken by us. A regulatory environment is the first that trusts its citizens and enterprises. Quality physical infrastructure is the second. Third is the international partnerships that opens doors. Macroeconomic stability is the fourth that lets everyone else plan. And finally, the fifth, sustained investment in our future generation. The first one, I'll just highlight some of the features. The regulatory environment. Under Honorable Prime Minister Modi's direction, we have been running one of the most systematic deregulation exercises in our country. It is driven from the very top in partnership with the states across identified areas of business regulation. Licenses and certificates now carry longer validity. Certification and third-party certifications are replacing the inspectors' visits. Routine business lapses are being decriminalized. The states have embraced this exercise with such enthusiasm that a second phase is already underway. Our conviction is simple. Regulation should be a guardrail, not a toll gate. And deregulation for us is a habit we intend to keep. I move to the second, quality physical infrastructure. Over a decade, this country has built at a pace it has never seen before or never before sustained. Highways, expressways, new airports, modernized ports, dedicated freight corridors, and under PM Gati Shakti, all of it is planned for the first time on a single integrated map rather than in departmental silos. There was a time when India or Indian enterprise competed despite India's infrastructure. Today, increasingly, it competes with confidence because of it. The binding constraint is no longer the road, the port, or the power line. The question now is how quickly enterprise will put them to work. The third is international partnerships that open doors. India has steadily expanded its economic partnerships over the past few years. Every agreement has been unique and a recognition of the scale of our market, our economic potential, and the trust in capabilities of the Indian citizens. These agreements are for farmers whose products now have access to the developed world. They are for entrepreneurs, women-led MSMEs, garment exporters, leather and handicrafts with new competitiveness. They are for organic products and traditional wellness, such as Ayush systems. They are for talent young Indians, our students, IT professionals, chefs, yoga instructors, who now have choices and clear mobility pathways to work, to study, and to build futures, which are supported by post-study work visas, mobility, and social security relief. They are for digital services, powering the world's AI. They are for catalyzing investments. India has negotiated its economic partnerships with openness, balance, and our national priority of an Atmanirbhar Bharat. The fourth, macroeconomic stability, the quiet foundation beneath everything else. Stability is not the absence of shock. It is the capacity to absorb them. The commitment to fiscal prudence has been maintained even while absorbing extraordinary pressure. At the same time, there is no reduction in the quality of expenditure, which tilts towards capital investments. Banking sector is well capitalized, and the credit growth is healthy while supporting industry's needs. Fifth, sustained investment in for our future generation. Celebrating India's story is in many ways a celebration of the energy, aspirations, and achievements of our youth. Moreover, as we celebrate leadership today, I would also like to state that leadership is also about preparing the next generation to lead and to shape our future. Righteous leadership creates opportunities, builds capacities, and nurtures young people so that they can bring in a better era. The challenges faced by our youth are a concern for the entire government. That is why many of our policies are designed with their aspirations and their future in mind. First thing I did after presentation of this year's budget was to have a freewheeling conversation with young college students who came to Delhi from all regions of this country representing varied academic domains. This is the level of importance we place on our youth. In fact, many suggestions for the budget are invited through MyGov portal, where young minds contribute valuable ideas, several of which are then incorporated into the budget. Let me share an example. The budget announcement on the orange economy, that is the AVGC sector, animation, visual effects, gaming, and comics, originated from a suggestion made by a college student. Keeping Vikasit Bharat in mind, the government has made sustained and concrete efforts to empower young Indians by equipping them with skills, opportunities, confidence, and platforms they need to realize their potential and contribute meaningfully to the nation's progress. More than 12 lakh appointment to the central government have been distributed through Rozgar Melas. These have conducted very fairly and transparently, and therefore everyone sees what opportunity is being provided to them. The government has provided 1 lakh crore rupees for the PM Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana for creation of 3.5 crore new employment opportunities. And I've seen in different parts, particularly parts like Nagaland, Meghalaya, and other states within the mainland of the country, as it were, opportunities because of Vikasit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. More than 1.6 crore young people have received training under the PM Kaushal Vikas Yojana. Free training is provided through more than 200 employment-oriented courses across sectors. Under the PM Setu, 60,000 crores is being invested to modernize 1,000 industrial training institutes, the ITIs. We're also determined that the AI revolution will not be confined to our metros only. Under the India AI mission, data and AI labs are being set up in ITIs, polytechnics across Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities so that a young person in a smaller town has the same access to AI and skills coming out of it as one in a large city. 27 labs have been established through NELIT in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, while 543 additional labs have been approved in ITIs and polytechnics across the states and union territories. Through the PM Internship Program, which is a scheme, we are giving young Indians their first real exposure to enterprise with internships in the country's top 500 companies. It is a bridge between the classroom and the workplace so that a graduate enters the job market already familiar with ideas about the industry. Sports is also not left behind. Through Khelo India, more than 63,000 athletes have found a platform to showcase their ability, discovering talent in our villages, small towns, and remote regions that earlier went unnoticed. The National Sports Policy of 2025 aims to give our athletes modern facilities, sports science support, medical care, technology-based performance analysis, world-class coaching, and early international exposure. India's place in the world sport is changing. From participants to hosts, Ahmedabad will stage the 2030 Commonwealth Games, marking 100 years of the Commonwealth Games itself. 5 university townships will be developed near industrial corridors that will connect quality education, research, skills, employment opportunities with the industrial centers themselves. We also regard youth as job creators. The expansion of India's startup ecosystem has enabled young Indians to move beyond seeking employment and build enterprises that generate jobs for others. The number of recognized startups has increased from 350 in 2014 to 2.2 lakh today. These startups have created more than 23 lakh employment opportunities. 12 crore new entrepreneurs have received loans under the PM Mudra Yojana. The number of universities increased from 723 in 2014 to 1,340, while the number of colleges has increased from 36,600 to 52,000. Higher education enrollment increased from approximately 3 crore students in 2014 to more than 4.5 crores today, extending educational opportunities to a wider section of our society. So we ensure our students aspiring to be doctors are able to get admission in a medical college, especially near their hometowns. So More than 2,100 medical colleges are also operating in our country. Over the past 12 years, 1.30 lakh MBBS seats and 85,800 postgraduate medical seats have been added. Number of AIIMS, of course, I'm sure you're aware, has grown from 8 in 2014 to 23 today. So our students want a developed India, and we will build a developed India along with them, which will ultimately benefit them and the country. So just a few words on way forward. The partnership between government and industry has never been more important. Government can build roads, ports, policies, institutions, but it is enterprise that creates jobs, develops capabilities, takes risks, and transforms opportunity into prosperity. India must work much more closely with government and educational institutions so that curricula reflect changes in technologies, workplace practices, and also future skill requirements. Government will provide the enabling ecosystem. Industry must invest boldly in talent, in research, and in innovation so that India is not merely a participant in these sectors, but a global leader. AI transforms industries. One principle must remain non-negotiable. Humans must remain in the loop. AI should enhance human capability, not replace human judgment. So as infrastructure expands across country, industry has an opportunity to create quality employment in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. India's deepest asset is the strong, magnificent optimism of our young people. Our task, governments and industries alike, that is to be worthy of it. The India story is not written in New Delhi. It is written on shop floors and farms, in startups and research laboratories, in classrooms and in clinics, and also in corporate offices by people we honor tonight. So let's celebrate the India story in the only way it truly deserves, by writing its next chapter together on the road to Viksit Bharat by 2047. Namaskar. Jai Hind.